Good morning, everyone. Hope we're all doing well on this. Very windy Wednesday morning. Obviously, it is in winter. Obviously, it is in winter time now on this Wednesday morning. Bit cold. It's a bit cold in Carlo, to say the least. But this is my Mr. Faders Transcend Darts tournament preview and predictions. Obviously, I'll be doing my predictions in this preview for the whole tournament. Obviously, with TSPS, it starts this weekend and it's done beyond for 1 week. So it starts this weekend and goes on into next week, and it finishes on the 19th. Starts on the 11th of November and finishes on the 19th of November, which is, if I get my dates correct, that will be on a Sunday. So yes, let's straight into it. The 2023 Mr. Faders Transcend Darts is the 17th season of the Transcend Darts, organised by the Professional Darts Organisation. The event will take place at the Aldersea Yearsfields, Aldersea Wolverhampton, as always, as I said, between the 11th of November and the 19th of November, which will start with the afternoon session on Saturday for the first round of games, which is obviously, it is a group stage format. It starts off as a group stage format, then it goes into a knockout stage format. So the prize money, the group winner, if you win the group, you get a bonus of 3.5k. And I'm pretty sure now the Transcend Darts is now a one tournament as well, I think. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it still isn't. But any day, you get 3.5 grand. And that's all darts players pay for these days. They also do pay for the money to have that tear for the family as well. So it's always about the money in sport. End of the day, always about the money. But if you win your group, you do get a guaranteed 12,500, and obviously you get added 3,500 as well. Obviously, you get 12.5k for obviously reaching the last 16. But if you win the group, that will add up to 16k, which is nice for your pot. If you finish last in your group, you get 5k. If you finish third in your group and just miss out on the knockout stages, you get 8k. And obviously, if you reach the last 16, the top two reach the last 16 in their groups, respective groups, they get 12.5k. And whoever wins the group, they get an extra 3.5k. If you're using the quarterfinals, you get 25k. If you're using the semi-finals, you get 50k. If you become runner-up of the tournament, you get 70k. And if you win the whole tournament, you get 150k. The format, like I said, it's all group games. The format is all group games, all first to 5 heads. And last 16's first 10 years, I was just checking. If I wasn't on mood, that would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it? But yeah, last 16 first 10 years, and quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the final are all first to 16 years. So it does start off with a short format, very short first to 5 years in 3 group games, which you will play. You will play all the games in the group you will play 3 times, and all them games will be played first to 5 years. So it's going to make for an interesting tournament, because I wouldn't guarantee the bid players will go through, because the bid players always seem to suit it on the format. Obviously, when you go into the last 16 and quarterfinals, semi-finals, final, it becomes more of a longer format, and that's when you would feel it would suit the bid players. When I'm talking about the bid players, I'm talking about the likes of Derwent Price, Mike Van Doren, Peter White, as we know, the bid 3, the so-called bid 3 in darts. Obviously, Gary Anderson put him in that, yes, as well. Despite he has gone off form recently, but he has came back to form. And let's get straight into it, really. Let's have a look at the groups. Starting off with Group A. with contested group of the world number 1, Michael Smith. Michael Smith's last major, by the way, was the World Championship at the start of the year. So I wouldn't say he has done quite that well. I say he's number 1. He hasn't really ticked on since winning the World Championship at the start of the year, in my personal opinion. But his group consists of James Wade, who's recently got back into form, reaching the Hooping Darts Championship final. Christopher Satsy, he's one of them players, isn't he? He's one of them. He does what it says on the tin. He's going to be a top operator for Michael Smith in this group as well, as is James Wade. And of course, split the inexperienced player in this group is Nathan Durfin. But from what I've seen from Nathan Durfin, he is one for the future. Bit like Team Barry and all these players. He's one for the future, and he can learn from this Durfin. He can learn from this whatever happens in this group with Wade, with Satsy and Michael Smith. But as for my prediction for this group, I expect Michael Smith to win this group, in my opinion. You would think first to 5 years would suit Michael Smith's style, in my opinion. He has to start quick, doesn't he? Michael Smith. He has to start quick, so you would think it would suit Michael Smith the first to 5 years. And I actually think, with the way James Wade and Christopher Satsy play, I actually think the under format suits them, in my opinion. So I do expect Michael Smith to make it through in this group. I think Nathan Durfin might be dangerous in terms of the first to 5 years. I think he might be dangerous because young player, and these youngsters to do like to start quick. So Wade and Satsy do need to watch out for that. But yeah, I think Michael Smith will win the group, and I think Nathan Durfin will finish bottom of the group. It depends just who goes through with Michael Smith and Arm Dundor. For the man who's recently got back in form, Arm Dundor for James Wade. Dundor for James Wade qualifying second in this group, and Christopher Satsy in third. You'd hope with James Wade reaching the Hooping Darts Championship final, it would help him. And James Wade loves this tournament, doesn't he? He loves the Grand Slam Darts. He's been a finalist. He's been in the final of the Grand Slam Darts for a few years, hasn't he? In his career, he has won the Grand Slam Darts as well, James Wade. Or has he? Or has he won the Grand Slam Darts? I don't know if that's right, actually. But yeah, he loves this tournament anyway. So for some reason, I thought James Wade has won the Grand Slam Darts. I actually don't think he has, actually. Obviously, someone will need to let me know in the comments, but like I said, yeah, but I know he's definitely reached the few finals in the Grand Slam Darts, so he still likes this tournament, doesn't he, James Wade, and he does well, and he has a good record as well in terms of getting out of his group in the Grand Slam Darts as well. So that's another reason why I've done for James Wade to qualify with Michael Smith. So it's in that order. It's basically in that order. My group A prediction: Michael Smith first, James Wade second, Christopher Satsy third, and Nathan Durfin to finish bottom of the group. Now on to Group B. On to Group B. This isn't my prediction, by the way. This isn't my prediction. This is how the way it was drawn. Same with every group. The number 8 seed, Johnny Curtin, the Ferret, Johnny Curtin, Chris Gorby, who's getting better and better every time he plays, in my opinion. Josh Watt, dangerous player. Josh Watt, the most dangerous player in this group, isn't he? And Barry Van Peer. And how good is it to see Barry Van Peer play well then? Really good to see him play well. Then Barry Van Peer. Really good to see him play well. Then Barry. Especially, obviously, we know what happened the last time we saw him play on TV, which was a 2017 Grand Slam Darts, where he had that horrible dartitis, didn't he? If you don't know what dartitis is, it means you struggle to throw the dart. It means you struggle to throw the dart. I think he qualified for knockout stages as well that year as well. So in this tournament, I mean, it's still remarkable as well, especially when he was struggling as well, and he still qualified for the last 16 as well. But yeah, he was in tears, wasn't he? It was horrible to see, really horrible to see. You don't want to be in tears in front of a crowd like that. And but yeah, he's been playing well, hasn't he? He's been playing well recently. Berry been playing well. I do think it is a tough crew for him, though. Unfortunately for him, very tough crew for him. Because the other 3 players who are in this group are better than him. With no disrespect. And but it really is going to be interesting to see who goes through this group, because it is between 3 players, in my opinion. It is between Johnny Curtin, Chris Dobey, and Josh Watt. Johnny Curtin, inconsistent, which is very unusual for Johnny Curtin, because he's not a consistent player, isn't he? The ferret, Johnny Curtin. It's going to be a tough one for Johnny, I really do. I think the format doesn't help him. If it was first to 10 yards, like in the crew format, I would fancy Johnny Curtin to go through. I think Curtin suits the Ronda format for me. I actually think Curtin could be in trouble. He could be in trouble in terms of this short format first 5 years, in my opinion, especially with the players he has to play. Chris Dobey and Josh Watt, who do that start well, who do that start quickly as well. The only positive for Johnny Curtin is he does play Vampire first, and Dobey and Watt play each other first as well. But I don't think that means anything at all. But it should. But if Curtin wins, obviously, it would give him a bit of confidence. And we am struggling this group. I'm not saying straight away. I think Chris Dobey wins this group. In my opinion. I actually think Chris Dobey beats Curtin, and I think he beats Josh Watt as well. And obviously, I think Dobey beats Vampire as well. I think it's between Curtin and Josh Watt, in my opinion, to go through with Chris Dobey. But I'm going to go Chris Dobey to finish first in Group B. Bay Vampire to finish bottom of the group. And yeah, I just think for the first 5 years, he's going to put Curtin in trouble in this group. And I think that's going to suit Josh Watt when he plays Johnny Curtin first 5 years. And I'm going to go for Josh Watt. And I'm going to go for maybe a bit of a shock to some people. Maybe not a shock. I'm going to go for Josh Watt to go through with Chris Dobey. And I'm going to go for Johnny Curtin to finish third. So I'm going to go for Chris Dobey to finish first, Josh Watt second, Johnny Curtin third, and Bay Vampire to finish bottom of the group. Now on to Group C. Bit of a tasty group, to be fair. Luke Humphries, Dirk van Dijvenbode, Darry Anderson, and Steve Lennon. And Darry Anderson, who's back in form, by the way, this year. He's done well, hasn't he, Darry Anderson, in terms of the Pro Tour, in terms of Players' Championships as well, Darry Anderson. Luke Humphries, well, he's won the World Grand Prix, hasn't he? He's now a major winner. Luke Humphries. Dirk van Dijvenbode, I mean, he put in a stinter at the Hooping Dart Something against James Wade. So did James Wade, but James Wade got the win. But I think Dirk averaged 75. It was like, what the hell? You have to rub your eyes at that to say 75. He's normally 100 average, isn't he, Dirk? And Steve Lennon, who's recently has got back into form, but I'm just not convinced. Like I said, Steve Lennon, no disrespect to Steve Lennon, I just think these 3 players are better than him. So straight away, Steve Lennon bottom of the group, but who knows? But I think Steve Lennon will finish bottom of the group. I think Darry Anderson, I'm not shocking through people here. I actually think Darry Anderson's back in form. I think Darry Anderson be up for this group. I think he'll love this group, Darry Anderson. I think he'll be up for it. And I actually think Darry Anderson beats everyone in this group, in my opinion. I actually think Darry Anderson beats everyone in this group. I'm taking a punt on Darry Anderson. I just think Darry Anderson, he has to turn up for the big tournaments, doesn't he? And I'm asking them for Darry Anderson to win the group. I'm asking for Darry Anderson to win the group, in my opinion. And I'm going for Luke Humphries to qualify with Darry Anderson. I'm going for Luke Humphries to finish second and Dirk van Dijkvoort the third, in my opinion. People were shocked that I've gone for Humphries to finish second, because that could mean a potential mouth-watering tiny asset scene against a certain Welshman, as said, he is with the way this trial works. But I'm going to go for Darry Anderson first, Luke Humphries second, Dirk third, Stephen fourth. But I do think Anderson and Luke Humphries qualify comfortably from this group, in my opinion, as you have to do on recent form. And Dirk will play better, far better, but I think Anderson and Humphries beat Dirk, in my opinion. Now on to Group D. The number 5 seed, Gerwyn Price, Wayne Searle, Gian van Veen. Gian van Veen, the upcoming star, isn't he? Upcoming star of the Netherlands. Fair play to him, reaching the semi-finals of Hooping Darts Championship recently as well. Gian van Veen playing unbelievable darts, knocking out his fellow Dutchman, Mike van Doorn as well. And Nathan Rafferty is also in this group. The Dunster, Nathan Rafferty. Well, I don't think he's a Dunster now. I think he's been in darts for years now, hasn't he? Yeah, a couple of years. So I'm sure Nathan Rafferty qualified, didn't he? I don't know which year it was, but I'm sure he qualified from the group. Was it last year or the year before that? Nathan Rafferty. So I'm pretty sure he qualified from the group. I can't remember which group it was from. I remember him playing Gerwyn Price in the group stage at one time. So familiar match there between them two. But I do think Nathan Rafferty will finish bottom, unfortunately, for him in this group. As I do think the three players above him are better than Nathan Rafferty at the moment. Gerwyn Price, the only danger for Gerwyn Price is first to 5 years, he needs to start quickly, Gerwyn Price, because he could get himself trapped into maybe a bit of trouble in the first to 5 years format. Because Wayne Searle, he loves to start well. He loves to start quickly, Wayne Searle. And so does Gian van Veen as well, after what we saw at the Hooping Darts Championship. So I'm not worried about Gerwyn Price doing this group. I think Gerwyn Price will make it out of this group. He'll get the job done, I think, Gerwyn Price. He'll be focused. And I think he's definitely one of the favourites to win this whole tournament as well. I think he's definitely one of the favourites to win this tournament. There's a lot of pressure on Price as well, because Gerwyn Price will be defending the Grand Slam of Darts money that he won in 2021. He did win the Grand Slam of Darts in 2021, didn't he, Gerwyn Price? So he is defending that money. He loves this tournament as well, Gerwyn Price. He does love this tournament. I think he's won it 3 times, or was it back-to-back? Can't remember. Was it back-to-back, or... He has won, yeah, he has. Yeah, he's won this back-to-back, hasn't he, Gerwyn Price? So, he has won this back-to-back. Pretty sure he has as well. Pretty sure he's won it back-to-back, Gerwyn Price. Because he beat Peter White in one final, and then he beat Darry Anderson, didn't he? So, obviously, he beat Darry Anderson in that game of course, in that famous game at the Grand Slam of Darts, Gerwyn Price. But yeah, I think as for this group, he loves this tournament, doesn't he, Darren Price? He loves this tournament, and I think he wins this group, in my opinion. I do think he wins this group. I think Neville Martin will finish bottom, but it's just between Wayne Searle and Tim Van Veen, and that's going to be the important day, in my opinion. Whoever wins that day probably does through. Probably does through for me, between Wayne Searle and Tim Van Veen. Armendorf on momentum. Armendorf on momentum at the moment. Armendorf for the upcoming star for the Netherlands. Armendorf for Jim Van Veen to make it through with Darren Price. So Armendorf for Jim Van Veen second, Wayne Searle third, and Darren Price to win the group. And that is my Group D prediction. On to my Group E prediction. It's Peter Wright. Obviously, recently crowned Hooping Darts champion, the Snakebite. Peter Wright back on form. Is Peter back on form at the right time? Pardon the pun. Pardon the pun. But yeah, again, a potential dangerous crew for Peter Wright. Dangerous crew for Peter Wright, because he's got Dave Cisno. We all know Dave Cisno. If he turns up, Dave Cisno, he is one of the best players in the world. Dave Cisno, unbelievable to watch when he's on it. Dave Cisno, it's just that crossing the line, isn't it, for Dave Cisno? That's what's haunting him. Stephen Bunting playing well recently. Stephen Bunting, and people, I'm telling you now, people will be writing Stephen Bunting off, and I'm going to say it straight away. Stephen Bunting makes it through this group, in my opinion. I don't think he just makes it through this group. I actually think Stephen Bunting wins this group. I actually think he wins this group. Why not? I think he's capable. He is capable of beating Peter Wright. There's still questions about Peter Wright, despite winning the Hooping Darts Championship. Peter Wright, is he going to continue back being on form? Or will he do about being inconsistent then? Stephen Bunting has the capabilities as a player of even having over 100. Even if Peter Wright plays well, I even think Bunting can play well as well. And Bunting loves, I think it suits Bunting as well. He has to start quickly. Stephen Bunting. Dave Cisno, it depends how Dave Cisno starts to a game, doesn't it? It all depends how he starts, Dave Cisno. I think Chizzy needs to make it through. To have any chance of winning this tournament, Dave Cisno needs to make it through, because he's more of a momentum player, Dave Cisno, where he needs to make it past his first game, his first round, or in this format, the group stage. If Cisno makes it through this group stage, I actually think he can reach the final. I really do think that. I actually think he can reach the final. But it all depends how he starts in games, Dave Cisno, for me. It all depends how he starts in games. And obviously, the other player in this group is Stuart Bunce. Stuart Bunce, people be like, who the hell's that? A very colourful character, a bit like Peter Wright. Probably the American version of Peter Wright, isn't he? Bunce. And but again, from what I've seen of Bunce in the Canadian events and all that, and all them events, I actually think, looking at him, I'm like, bloody hell, I tell you what, he's decent. He is decent, this player. 95 Alfreds, then Danny Albi as well. So he's a pretty decent player, Stuart Bunce. And don't forget, people, in that event, it is a short format. So watch out for Bunce. He's going to be under no pressure in this group. He's expected to finish bottom of this group. So watch out for him. Once I don't think he does through in this group. I don't think he'll do through. But don't be shocked if he takes it through years of all these players, and causes quite a shock to some of these players in this group as well. But as for my prediction for this group, like I said, I think Stephen Bunting wins the group, in my opinion. I actually think Stephen Bunting wins the group. It's all about that Peter Wright, Dave Cisno game for me. it's all about that game for me between Peter White and Dave Cisnell. One of them's making it through and one of them's missing out. Well, stating the fucking obvious there. Stating the obvious. I would offer momentum at the moment, and that is with Peter White after winning the Hooping Darcy. I would offer Bunton first, Peter White second, Dave Cisnell just to miss out in third, and still Bunton fourth. But if Dave Cisnell makes it through, I'm tipping him to make the final straight away. Because that's the player he is. That's the player he is. He's all about momentum. And he needs that momentum, doesn't he? After winning the first game. He needs some sort of momentum, Chizzy. But yeah, that's my Group E prediction. Now onto my Group F prediction. I think this is pretty straightforward, in my opinion. Number 7 seed, Danny Noppert, Andrew Dildon, Brendan Doran, and Haruki Muramatsu. Wow, that's a name. That's a blast from the past. That's a blast from the past. Muramatsu. I remember playing him in the world. I remember him playing the World Championship. I think it was a decade ago. Against, was it Phil Taylor? At the first round. I'm pretty sure we played Phil Taylor in the first round once. Or was it Simon Whitlock? I think it was Simon Whitlock last year. But I remember him playing the World Championship anyways. He's burst back onto the scene, hasn't he? Matsu, he has burst back onto the scene as well. Quite a solid forward, isn't he? Quite a solid forward. There's quite a lot of solid forwards. This is basically a group of the solid forwards, really, isn't it? They all have a solid four. Brendan Doran has a solid four. Dildon has a solid. Well, Dildon has a bit of a weird four, doesn't he? Because he stands. I think he stands 5F, doesn't he? He stands 5F in the hockey, doesn't he, Dildon? But yeah, Andrew Dildon, of course, the UK Open winner this year. Winning the major this year in the UK Open, which probably shocked everyone, didn't it? Brendan Doran, not the same Brendan Doran from a couple of years ago, but he has knocked out Mike Van Duren this year in the World Mass Play in the first round, so he is still a dangerous player, Brendan Doran, in this group, especially in the short format as well. Because if you look at that World Mass Play where his first 10 years was Mike Van Duren, Brendan Doran was leading the two breaks, wasn't it? The two when they went off for a break. So Brendan Doran might be dangerous in this group. Dildon's used to this format, I think, because of the UK Open. He knows how to get around it. And same with Danny Noppert as well. So I think Muramatsu will definitely finish bottom of this group. And yeah, I think it'll be in that order. In the order you see there. Danny Noppert, it's a new Mr. Consistent for me. And semi-finals of the Hooping Darcy, very good tournament one for Noppy, for Danny Noppert. And Danny Noppert is a new Mr. Consistent. And then I think he'll go under the radar in this tournament, Danny Noppert. So I'm going to go for Danny Noppert to win this group. In my opinion. And it is between Andrew Dildon and Brendan Doran for that second place, but I'm going for Dildon in second place, Brendan Doran third, and Muramatsu in fourth. Now on to Group G. For me, the most straightforward group out there, in my opinion. I'm not even mess about. In that order for me. That's how I think the group will finish. But I will give my opinions on each player. Mike Van Duren, I think, again, should suit Van Duren, shouldn't it? First of 5 years. Sometimes he does start off slow, Van Duren, but most of the time he starts off quickly, doesn't he? Mike Van Duren. Pretty much the same with Rob Cross as well. He has started quickly. It's not been the same Rob Cross, has it? That has won the World Championship and won majors. he's still inconsistent. Him and Troy Curtin are similar for me, where they've been a bit inconsistent at the moment. The both of them, Curtin and Curtin. But yeah, I think Rob Cross makes it through in this group. Mike Van Durven wins this group with ease, in my opinion. So Van Durven first, Rob Cross second. Martin K-Maker will finish. To be fair, it is a battle for third between K-Maker and Van Schauer in that group. Oh, it's a tough one. Because neither are making it through, but who will finish third in that group? Obviously, I think that decides who finishes third between K-Maker and Schauer when they play each other. Our edge towards K-Maker trots to finish third in that group. Doug Martin K-Maker third and Van Schauer fourth. Martin K-Maker has been so out of form this year, hasn't he? He's been so out of form this year. I think he'll finish third. And he's a quick thrower as well. And Van Schauer, obviously, Van Schauer's been in the youth recently for Denton Honor, Denton MBE, which is baffling, really. Which is baffling, in my opinion. She's getting honoured for what? For what, basically? For beating a man on stage in the dance match, basically. Which is just mind-boggling, really. It really is mind-boggling. I'm not having a daughter Van Schauer, by the way. She can only take what she takes. She has to take it. I am not criticising Van Schauer at all. I'm not criticising her at all. I'm criticising the people who gave her honour, but yet Phil Taylor, the greatest player of all time in darts, doesn't get an honour, doesn't get an MBE at all. Which is quite disgusting, to be honest with you. When Van Schauer's getting an honour for beating a man on stage. So do we give pub darts players honour then for winning the darts match? Because that's their improvement. I'm sorry. I'm being serious. Van Schauer beating a man on the ITV on the darts stage. By the way, she wasn't the first woman to beat a man on the ITV. It was Bridie Headman in 2005. Even if you don't want to give Phil Taylor the honour, there's more. Look, Trina Dover, she's been a multiple women's world champion and multiple women's majors champion as well. Where's Van Schauer's trophies compared to hers? Anastasia, don't punch her over. Don't punch her over from Russia. Sorry for the pronunciation. Multiple women's world champion. Mikuru Suzuki, multiple women's world champion. Lisa Watson, multiple women's world champion. The upcoming youngster in the women's game, who we're going to talk about in a minute, sensation in both grades, a women's world champion and achieved more than Van Schauer already. And there's probably other women that have missed out as well that have done more than Van Schauer. I'm not having done Van Schauer before people say, you said it. I'm not having a door Van Schauer. Van Schauer has been used as a brand. It's been used as a brand by the PDC. And people be like, oh, that's strong accusations. Well, she has. I don't give a shit what they say. She's been used as a brand. When really, at last year's World Championship, it was pathetic. Pathetic at last year's World Championship. She was given a backdoor entrance to last year's World Championship, which is so unfair on people who had to qualify for that tournament, right? And pay numbers of dames to qualify for the biggest tournament of the lot, and Van Zurich gets a backdoor entrance. All because when she won the Women's World Match play, Van Zurich, it wasn't world champion Crawford Hayton. And then all of a sudden, with one, I think it's like a couple of weeks ago before the World Darts Championship, or 1 week ago, they all shot themselves before the tour and thinking, oh, who didn't put in? We got one spot remaining. Oh, we'll just put Van Zurich in. She was unlucky. No, she wasn't. She wasn't unlucky. She was given a backdoor entrance. Simple as that. I think it's pathetic, really. I really do think it's pathetic. But people are getting honoured for numbers of things, though. Let's be real about it. When you're getting honoured with an MBE, let's look at it. Let's look at it properly. Why are they getting honoured? Why are they getting honoured, really? Why are they getting honoured, really? And I got people having a go at me. Pretty saying, why Phil Tay having a go at me, saying, well, Phil Tay don't deserve one because of what he's done. What about what he's done, obviously, off the dart stage and all that? Are you actually serious? Are you actually basing it on that? It's pathetic. Seriously. It's pathetic. Alright then, if you're saying Phil Tay is under honour because of what he's been up to in terms of off the stage, which I won't get into, okay then, there's been people who got honoured, right, that have done exactly the same thing, that got into trouble for some certain things. Should they get honoured then? It's absolutely ridiculous. Judson, the greatest player of all time. Well, he's definitely, no one's going to fucking compete with Phil Tay in terms of greatest player of all time. I know people say, oh, he shouldn't get an honour because he did this, he did that, he did this to women and all that. That is absolutely ridiculous, judging Phil Tay on that. It really is. That's the world's IQ these days, unfortunately. That's the world's IQ. All snowflakes and ponies and unicorns and rainbows. It's ridiculous, really. But like I said, I'm not having a door at Van Zurich. I think he's a decent player. Obviously, the crowd did help her, let's be real. When she burst onto the scene, when she beat a man on stage, the crowd definitely helped her, let's be real about it. Against players who struggle to deal with the pressure of the crowd booing you. And Van Zurich eventually got found out later on in that world championship to Chris Dorby, who didn't let the crowd affect him at all. And but yeah, one over. That's my one over. She's a decent player, Van Zurich, but she didn't deserve that honour at all. How can you get an honour for beating? How can you get an honour for beating a man on stage, beating a man on live TV? I think it's ridiculous. So Francis Ngannou get an MBE then for knocking one of the best heavyweights in boxing right now down to the canvas. Should he get an honour then? But we know why people are then honoured. Let's be real about it, and it's not about what they've done in the sport. I don't like to say it. But I do think it's something to do with equality and diversity. In my opinion, that's why they're then honoured. In my personal opinion, Johnny Nelson. Don't get wrong. Johnny Nelson in Boston, he's got an honour recently. Yeah. He deserves an honour, definitely. He deserves an honour in terms of boxing. I don't have anything wrong with that. But it's just giving fans Stewart an honour for being a man on the dark stage on the ITV. So, I mean, what's done be next? Does a pub quiz winner get an honour for winning a pretty pub quiz? Is that what we've done towards now? I think I deserve an honour. I think I deserve an honour for working at B&M. For doing all the work at B&M, filling the shelves, well, not filling the shelves, but obviously tidying every shelf up, pulling the front in. I think I deserve an honour, to be honest with you. But yeah, one over anyways. But yeah, that's my true chief prediction. Just basically in that order. And I think Van Stewart has been found out recently now as well. It's been found out recently, especially in the last couple of years. It's not been the same player that burst onto the scene. And even when the crowd are tuning us, he can't talk of it either. Because he's been off against players that don't let the crowd affect them at all. Now on to my final crew prediction, Mr. Crew Pace. For me, the potential proof of death, because Nathan Aspinall, my favourite player, Nathan Aspinall, for me, he does start slow, and he can't afford to start slow in the first 5 years format, especially against the likes of Dame Heta. The positive for Aspinall is Dame Heta can start slow as well. He can start slow, but the other two, Petresco and Bo Creeves, both of them, I don't start quick. They don't start quick and well in their games, in my opinion. Petresco, I think he's the next big thing from Germany. I really do think that he's the next big thing from Germany. Same with Jim Van Veen. Van Veen and Petresco are the upcoming future for the Netherlands and Germany in terms of darts, in my opinion. And of course, the sensation that's Bo Creeves. Wow, look what he's achieved already in terms of the women's game. Bo Creeves, look what he's achieved already, and she's only 18. She's only 18 years old as well. And you know what? We need to give Bo Creeves a choose as well, and credit. She could have easily qualified for the PDC World Championship, but she decided no. I don't want to play in it. I want to try and win another women's world title in the WDF Women's World Championships. Signs IQ for your people. A winner, not being used by the PDC. A winner. And if she continues like that, Bo Creeves, she's going to be a sensation, and she'll be the greatest women's darts player ever, in my opinion, Bo Creeves. I think she's already on her way to being that, honestly. I mean, no disrespect to the eyes of Trina Donovan and Anastasia, but their best averages in terms when they were dominating in terms of women's game were around probably 80, 85. Around 80 to 85 average for them. That's enough to win the Women's World Championship. And that would be enough for Bo Creeves as well. Let's be real about it. But Bo Creeves, man, she's averaging over 95 in most of her games. Or in the 90s mark as well. Which is scary. In a good way. Which is very scary. Obviously, Bo Creeves, she did play in the PT World Darts Championship the recent one that's just done. She did use 3-0 to William O'Connor, but William O'Connor, he don't mess about. He don't mess about William O'Connor. He don't let the crowd affect him at all. He's fully focused, William O'Connor. And William O'Connor, Bo Creeves didn't play badly at all. Just William O'Connor just took his chances, took his fencing out. Took the fencing out, William O'Connor against Bo Creeves, and that 3-0, 3-0 win. I do think this is a tough group for both teams to get out of. But hey, the format, first to 5 years, if Arsenal starts surely and David Heta, we could see a few shots in this group, in my opinion. Having both teams is capable of beating David Heta, in my opinion. I don't think Nathan Aspinall. I think Nathan Aspinall, even if he does start sure, Nathan Aspinall can pull a result out just like that. When he really needs it, Aspinall, he's a warrior, isn't he? That's his mentality. He's a warrior. But in terms of this group, I'm going to go for a shocked order in this group. I really am. I'm going to go for Ricardo Pietrezzo to win the group. I'm going to go for Pietrezzo to win the group. I'm going to go for Nathan Aspinall just to make it through in second. I'm going to go Bold Creeds in third. And I'm going to go David Heta bottom of the group. I think Bold Creeds is capable of beating David Heta, in my opinion. I maybe have a different opinion. from people with the. Let me put the sun down. Curtains down. Not curtains, fucking kinds. There we are. That's better. You don't want to see the sun in my eyes, but yeah. I'm going to go for shocked order. Pietrezzo first, Aspinall second, Bold Creeds third, and David Heta to finish bottom of the group. I think Bold Creeds, if it was an under format, I would fancy David Heta to beat Bold Creeds. But first to 5 years, Bold Creeds stock a chance against David Heta, in my opinion. I think it's got a real chance. And I think Aspinall plays Bold Creeds first as well. So even that's going to be an interesting game as well. But yeah, I actually think Pietrezzo will win the group. Aspinall second, Bold Creeds third, and David Heta fourth. In my opinion. Which means my last 16 bracket will look like this. In the top half, it will mean Michael Smith will play Josh Watt, Chris Dobie will play James Wade, Darry Anderson will play James Van Veen, as I went for Darry Anderson to win his group. Luke Humphries will play Derwin Price, in my opinion, in terms of my last 16 bracket. In terms of bottom half, Stephen Bunton will play Andrew Dildon, Danny Nopper will play Peter White, Mike Van Duren will play Nathan Aspinall, and Ricardo Pietrezzo will play Rob Cross. That is my last 16 bracket from what I predicted from my group predictions. In terms of my group predictions, so in terms of who I think will go through from my last 16 bracket, I'll just go straight to my tournament predictions. Now, you know what? I'm not going to give it away. That's how I think my last 16 bracket will go in terms of from what I predicted from my group predictions. And finally, onto my tournament predictions. And this is what I've done for. I've done for Derwin Price. I've done for Derwin Price to win this tournament. He's only won, well, I don't think you can count it really because it's a doubles tournament, but he won the World Cup of Darts with Johnny Curtin. But for me, Derwin Price, he knows he needs to win something. He needs to win a major. Like a singles major. Because he saw Peter White win the Hooping Darts Championship. He saw Mike Van Duren win the Premier League of Darts as well. Derwin Price has lost out as well in the World Grand Prix final to Luke Humphries in the tournament Unites as well. And this is another tournament Unites Derwin Price. This is another tournament Unites as well. and I think Darren Price will win it. I do think Darren Price will win the Transcend Darts, win yet another Transcend Darts trophy to add to his collection, in my opinion. I just think the whole tournament suits him, doesn't it? It suits him. He's gonna have a tough bracket, by the way, in terms of how I predicted it. But in terms of who he will beat in the final, I actually think he will beat Peter White in the final. I did put Peter White, even though I put Peter White to finish second in this group, I think that will give him a bit of a tit of the backside. That's how I think it will play out. Give him a tit of the backside. And then he'll have Danny Noppert in the acid scene. Can go either way that day. And I think Peter White, keep on saying with these big players, once the tournament doors on, it suits the eyes of Price and White, in my opinion. So I don't think Darren Price to beat Peter White in the final of the Transcend Darts. In terms of my outsiders and dark horses, I've gone for Chris Dobey, Dan Jansen, and Stephen Bunton. What's up for Stephen Bunton, by the way? I haven't seen Stephen Bunton making a good run in this tournament. There's always one tournament every year where no one talks about Stephen Bunton, and then he comes out from nowhere and makes a tournament one. He always does it, Stephen Bunton, and he's pretty capable. He's a pretty capable player, Stephen Bunton. Darry Jansen, just because of his form, he has been in good form this year. Darry Jansen, back to the Jansen we know. And I just think Chris Dobey is getting better and better every time I see him, in my opinion. And they are my tournament predictions. So that is my Transcend Darts tournament preview. Feel free to leave your tournament predictions down below in the comments. It's been quite a long one, hasn't it? Take care, stay safe, see you later, and feel free to leave your tournament predictions down below, and I'll be intrigued to know your thoughts going to the Transcend Darts. Take care, and see you later.